Are we good people? That's my question for you guys. Are we really good people? Or we just pretend, we just cry, oh, the world is bad, everybody hates us.
What's good, King Gonda? Welcome back to another episode of the Repat Podcast. And guys, I'm so glad that you're spending time here today with us. I have a very, very special guest, one of the most known Africans in the French Francophone African community. Also, he's been on here before, very good fighter, but even a better intellectual. I'll let him introduce himself.
Hi, everybody. Well, it's me. My name is Zach Mwikasa. I'm the Black Warrior. I'm a professional boxer, former Africa heavyweight champion, world kickboxing champion, and it's always a pleasure to be here. Share this great experience with you guys.
Give him a round of applause. All right, and then we met in 2020. It was a big, huge guy that stopped me from playing my basketball game, and when I looked up, I was scared, so I had to stop and see what was going on. And I was like, man, this guy like a fighter, and he was. But we got to talking, and he was just really a strong Pan-African brother, one of the strongest in the world. He just doesn't give as much credit because of the French-speaking community that he's in. But Brother Zach, unlike me, has traveled to many, many places around the world, especially in Africa. And when I'm coming into Africa and I'm traveling, I'm not experiencing it, even though technically I'm African. Mm-hmm. But by citizenship and culture, I'm an American. So when people hear my accent, I feel like I'm getting treated maybe a little bit better. But how is the discrimination? Because I've heard people like Woody Maya talk about it, and you travel a lot through Africa all the time, everywhere. How is the discrimination as an African traveling throughout your own home continent?
I'm going to be very honest with you. I've had an opportunity to really travel quite a bit. Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, I get much better treatment traveling to Europe, to the US, than I get at the immigration in African countries. And that's very surprising. I know.
Why do you think that is?
Should I really say it?
Good man, we got to keep it real, brother.
I'm gonna try to be. I'm gonna try not to be too hard. Okay.
Okay.
Look, we Africans, some of us, are more xenophobic than we like to accept it.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Because in most African countries, when you African from a different country, the treatment is never the same. Mm-hmm. And if you're doing good things, if you are bringing money that some people can put their hands on, then you're welcome. And if not, if you're doing money for yourself and people start questioning you, you're like, why is he here? Who is he? What is he dealing with? How come he's doing good? He's driving a big car and I'm not? I'm from here. That should be me. The house he's living in should be mine.
Okay.
It's very painful to accept. One of the most difficult things to do is to look at yourself in a mirror and say, listen, I think I've got flaws and I need to fix them. I've been to an African country. I don't know if I should say the name.
Don't say the name.
I don't want to make people, I don't want to make people feel bad.
Right.
As soon as I arrived, went to immigration, and the first question I was asked was, okay, so when are you leaving our beautiful country?
Wow.
That was on arrival. When are you leaving our beautiful country?
They just looked at your passport.
Yeah. Like, dude, really, if you don't like your job, let somebody else do it.
Right.
Go work as a, I don't want to mention names, I don't want to, be condescending or anything. I just feel like it's very easy to say it's stereotypical. Not all Africans are like that. Yeah. But why those Africans are in immigrations?
Right.
Why are they the ones in immigrations? I went to another country very close to here, where everything was right. My passport was good, my visa was good. But before I walked past, they're trying to create something like, hey, this date is not quite right. The paper is old, and some really stupid things like that. And you feel like they put you in a, they put you in a position, they put pressure on you in a way where you feel you feel forced to do something, to give money, in order to be treated in a way that you should be treated. But as opposite to that, when you see a white man coming to Africa, when you see an Indian man, for instance, they are treated in a much better way. They're welcome. They're like, okay, hi, these are investors.
Oh.
But African nationals are treated differently, and that's not nice.
And they don't even know that you're one of the most successful guys. I mean, if you look at your following, now they let you're an engineer, you're a business owner, you're one of the talented, you know, like W.E. Du Bois wrote a book called The Talented 10th.
Yeah.
You're one of the best people in this continent.
Absolutely. Oh, should I say that? I don't know.
It's okay.
So it just hurts my feelings,
right,
that we are judged based on where we come from.
Okay.
In our own continent. That's saddening. I remember a while back I was watching a video of you talking about how African Americans are treated differently when they come to Africa. Okay, the price tag goes high.
Goes up. Yeah.
They're not given the same the same prices,
right,
actually, than like Africans.
Right.
It's truth for African nationals as well.
Yeah, we talked about that last year.
A Congolese person who goes to Namibia.
Yeah.
As soon as they hear his accent, the price goes up.
Right.
If he comes to Uganda,
yeah,
want to take a taxi, the price goes up.
Right.
Why? If you want to buy orange, okay, we're the first people to complain saying white people are racist.
Right.
Racism in America, racism in Europe, they don't like us and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
You go to the foreign country, the next country, you want to buy banana, the price is not the same as the local. Why?
Right.
You want to get orange, the price is never the same.
Right.
You want to get bread to informal places, as soon as they hear your accent, the price goes up. How do you explain that? If you go to Europe, bread is €2 for the
everybody.
European.
Yes.
It's €2 for the Chinese.
Right.
It's €2 for the Indian.
Right.
No, now who's racist? Who is xenophobic?
Right. Let me ask you this, because when you first told me who you were, and I looked, you was like, look me up, because you're a very confident guy. So I was like, God dang, this guy is huge in the French community, and I didn't know anybody in the Francophone community, although that is huge. You have Congo, there's Rwanda, there's Senegal, Burkina Faso, Gabon. So let me ask you this, because I know you're a big uniter. I mean, obviously you're doing things in English now.
Yeah.
But you're a big force in uniting the French-speaking African community.
Yes.
So let's leave the English countries out, like Nigeria and Ghana. So when you go to these French Francophone countries, is it the same?
Well, I'm going to tell you this.
Okay.
I like to say that Africans are like children from the same father but different mothers.
Okay.
Most likely we have the same cultures, very similar. Okay.
Right.
Very similar way of looking at life. We all pay the dowries. I think in Uganda it's called price. Right. Okay. So you go throughout all of Africa.
Yes.
Before you get a woman, you got to go see the parents. You've got to pay the bride price or dowry, however you call it.
Yes.
We have the same social issues, same problem of visas. I'm sure you don't get that as an African American.
No.
Just pulling your leg.
No, it's true. I don't.
You know what I mean? So we have very similar situation, very similar things.
Right.
Okay. You respect elders.
Yes.
You've got to look at them with a lot of consideration. You don't speak to them just anyhow, the way you like.
Right.
So it's very sad that we copy the negative things as well. So it's not different. Whether you go to Gabon, you go to the Congo, you go to Côte d'Ivoire, you go to Cameroon, as soon as they hear your accent, the price changes. And it goes beyond that. If a guy from Gabon wants to go marry a woman from Senegal, okay? And he's not rich, what do you think happens?
Yeah, okay.
Why do you want that guy? He's not from here. Are you telling me in all of our country, there's not one man that's worth your heart? You haven't found anybody here? Nobody here that's good enough for you? But we all Africans.
Right.
But when a white man comes, they don't ask where he comes from.
That's true.
When he's black, where did he study?
Right.
How much money does he have?
Right.
What does he do for a living?
Right.
Are we good people? That's my question for you guys. Are we really good people? Or we just pretend, we just cry, oh, the world is bad, everybody hates us, they're killing us in America. How do we treat each other? Let's just be honest. You want to talk honestly? Let's talk honestly.
Yeah.
How do we treat each other?
Not
when
very
an
good.
Indian guy come to marry a woman, nobody makes a fuss about it.
No, that's true.
Oh, that's great. She's just, she's not great. Nothing against Indians.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
There's no fuss about it.
Right.
It's seen as success marrying a white guy.
Yes.
It's seen as success marrying an Indian guy.
Right. White woman.
Yes. It's seen as failure when you marry somebody from the next country. Unless he's got money. He's rich. He's the son of the vice minister. Great. If he's just a dojo, well, just the next guy, then they don't like it.
Right.
So we need to sit down and ask ourselves the right questions. What does African actually mean nowadays in 2021? What does being African mean? Because I can tell you honestly, from videos I see on the internet, a lot of people, especially African Americans, are complaining when they come to Africa, the African continent. Okay, complaining of being treated as Muzungu. Oh, Muzungu. It's wrong. I don't think some people will tell you the lack of money and lack of infrastructure and difficulties justifies the fact that people try to take advantage of other people of the same race.
Right.
In other words, because I don't have money, but you sound different, even though you have a black skin, I'm going to charge you more than everybody else so I can make more money. Well, that's illegal. And that's morally wrong. Look, prostitution has a lot of money.
Right.
Not everybody's a prostitute because they're hungry. If it's about money, then there shouldn't be domestic workers.
Right.
There shouldn't be ladies working at, doing small jobs.
Right.
Selling bananas, selling potatoes.
Right.
Everybody should go on the street doing prostitution. There's much more money, right?
Right.
So that's a very lame excuse saying because people have no money. I think a lot of African are dishonest people.
Right.
And that's the reason why we have no infrastructure, because it's you and me. And don't blame the government saying the government is doing that. People in government, it's you. They're your brothers, your cousins. They study at the same school as you. Yeah, that's a reflection of you. The bottom line is, if you were there, you'll probably do the same. We need to sit down and pose ourselves the right questions.
Let me ask you this, because you make some interesting points. Now I want to talk about you as an individual, because you've been living in South Africa, you've been in the States. We can look at your fights on YouTube. You have a big fan base. You don't have to. You could be one of those people that could just say, all right, I could be in France. There's a big black population in France. I could be in Switzerland. I could be in Belgium. Or I could be in the United States. I don't have to deal with this and these problems because I'm Zach. Like, I can be over there and get my checks. But every day, you come to Uganda, you stay for 3-4 months. You go to all these different African countries, you stay for some, and your message is always trying to unify, and you spend a lot of money in Africa. Even though you experience these problems, a lot of people would just be like, F it.
Yeah.
I'm in Britain, I'm in Paris. What keeps you still pushing, even though you at times, and obviously people know who you are, so there's good people that know you are and stuff like that, but you're getting the disrespect and you're being treated better in these other foreign countries because of your fan base and stuff. What keeps you dealing with the issues here and not leaving like a lot of people do? Because
I feel like the fight is not lost. I'm a fighter. Fighters don't give up. You don't get into a fight unless you know you're gonna win. I also know that there are many people out there that think just like me. They just don't have voices. So a lot of people here can relate to what I'm saying.
Right.
They feel me. You hear, right? They feel me. They know exactly what I'm talking about, and they want to change. And there will never be change if nobody comes forward talking about it. There's got to be somebody to point to the problem. We can't all be just fanatics of Africa, saying, oh, Africa's a beautiful, lovely place. Oh, we Africans. Great. We already know that. However, there are many other problems that we need to look at.
Can I ask you this real quick? Because you made a great point. Me and Janita had a show a few months ago, and she was just like, well, Africa is Africa, and you just need to deal. I keep hearing that also. Like when you have a complaint about Africa, people say, well, that's just the way things are.
There's no such thing.
Okay.
There's no such thing, and that's just the way things are. Everybody with a normal brain, functioning brain, can fix themselves. You don't go out running in the street naked saying, "Oh, that's just a thing." You don't do that. You make sure you cover yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. You go to an Arab country. You it's a female, as a lady. You make sure you cover your head.
Yes.
You don't say this just. You don't do that.
Right.
I think that's complacent. That's a way, the easiest way not to make an effort to change. People gotta learn to change, and change is not easy. Look, the main reason why Africa is subdued to the oppression coming from elsewhere is because Africans don't want to apply the very simple things that they need to apply in order to grow Africa. Okay? Every coup d'etat, every dead president, every overthrown government has been done partially by Africans for other people. They knew by disposing or by bringing certain amount of money, you will always find people that are ready to use the money and do your dirty job. That does not apply in Arab countries.
But that's true. That's true.
You can take as much money as you like.
Yes.
He's not going to kill his brother for you. Okay?
That's very true. Usually that's very true. Yeah.
They will create rebels here and there to do things for them, using you. So the bottom line is, my fight is for those people who understand that we need to stand up. And standing up begins by behavior change. You cannot blame the situation if you don't look at yourself.
Right.
So the first thing is, when you look at your brother as a foreigner, don't look at him. I mean, don't look at him as a foreigner. He's just your brother from another country. I mean, if you remember, we all know that Africa used to be united. In 1884 was when Africa was divided, cut into small countries. Uganda was not really Uganda as you know it.
Yes.
Okay. Congo was not Congo the way you know it. Nigeria, Ghana, none of that was like that.
Right.
Okay. It was very blurry.
Yeah.
It just came and cut the line straight and square and stuff like that. Cousins find themselves in two different countries.
Yes.
So these borders are imaginary. Have you ever seen a border? Let me ask you a question. Have you seen a border? Have you gone to the landscape and see, oh, this is the border?
Yes.
It doesn't exist. It's in your mind. It doesn't exist. If you look at somebody really hard, can you tell that they're Congolese or Nigerian? And
No.
You can't.
No.
You cannot. Unless you're trying to do something really creepy. Okay. People have souls, and that's all that matters. When you see somebody, you're trying to help them. My brother, what are you looking for? Oh man, I'm stuck here. I've been trying to. Yeah, that's what you do. You don't try to make life difficult for them, thinking that by making the taxi ride more expensive, you're gonna be rich. You won't be rich, my brother. Right. You're gonna have a few cents more than you usually get. And that's it. You make his life difficult for no reason.
Yes.
Why are your sisters difficult to get as wives? Back in time, Ugandan ladies were given to Congolese men for, like, hey, brotherhood, my daughter really loves your son.
Right.
Let them, let them get married.
Right.
And bring, build the bond.
Right.
That's how people actually, live together.
Yes.
Today is like, okay, why do you want a guy from there?
Right.
Okay, what does he earn?
Yeah.
Look, today when you introduce a guy to your family, you say, that's my man.
Right.
Especially as a foreigner. What's the first question you did? What's the first question they ask?
How much does he make?
What does he do for a living?
Yep.
Very similar. They don't ask, does he make you feel good? Is he kind?
Right.
Is he respectful?
Right.
Are you happy? No, they don't ask that.
No.
What does he do for a living?
Right.
Why?
Well, let me ask you that, because these same issues happen obviously in the diaspora.
Yeah.
Like, say, African Americans married a Nigerian or a Caribbean person. So let me kind of add this, because you're a big proponent, and you've really inspired me by short talks of me coming here and staying here, and firing up my Pan-African energy. And we know that there are many people that watch channels like yours, and maybe they speak French, but they may be in the USA.
Sure.
And they may be in France.
Lots of them. Yep.
Okay, and then they see these problems that we're talking about now, and then you have the people who are many millions of Africans in the diaspora, whether they're African Americans or Black Canadians or Black British. Then with all of these problems that come in, how do they fit in with the kind of internal strife that we see with the discrimination of Africans here? How do they fit? into rebuilding Africa and to working with the community, and despite these issues that are on the table?
The first thing I'll say is stop looking at yourself as a community. You're not a community. You're an individual. That's the first thing. So just because everybody's dancing to the left doesn't mean you should dance to the left. Just because 100 people have an opinion and you have a different one means they're right and you're wrong. So just because many people are supporting an opinion doesn't mean they're right and you're wrong. So what is right for you? That's the first question. What feels right? Are you about honesty? Are you about friendship? Are you about building? That's the first thing. Now remember, wherever you go, you're going to find people that are about honesty, about building, about togetherness, just like you.
Okay.
So try to find those people.
Okay.
Look, being African American does not define you as a person. No. Being Nigerian or Ugandan does not define you as a person. Because you probably will never find two Ugandan that are identical.
Right.
Or Nigerians.
Right.
Or African Americans.
Right.
You just happen to be born there. And
Right.
you grew up there.
Right.
Your values, you choose them.
Right.
Or you learn them.
Right.
Now you find people that look like you, feel like you, think like you, have the same values. They are Nigerian, they are Ghanaians, they are Congolese, they are Ugandans. They're not necessarily African American if you are African Americans. So don't jump into the narrative. Oh, Africans don't like African Americans. Okay? It's a lie. Don't get fed by what you see on social media, especially on TikTok. You'll see some African make a very negative comments about an African American video. Then all African Americans who see the video think this is what Africans think about African American.
Right.
It's a lie.
Yeah, it is.
That dude who's dysfunctional, coming from a dysfunctional family, feels that way about that specific video. Not me.
Right.
You can't judge 100 million people based on something you just saw from a person.
Right.
It doesn't reflect how people feel.
Right.
There are crazy people in African American communities.
Oh yeah.
There are some dodgy, funny, crazy people. You find some fine people as well.
Right.
Some really good, very intellectual.
Right.
Okay, very refined people.
Right.
Now you need a level of cerebrum to understand that.
Right.
So look beyond the narrative. The narrative is constructed to separate people.
Right.
They don't want us to be in peace.
Right.
They don't want us.
Right.
Because it doesn't fit the objective. The final goal is keep them separated so they can be controlled.
Right. Right.
Find your brother. I'm your brother. Look, hook up to me or whatever. Send me a message. I'll respond to you. I don't care where you're from, Atlanta, Caribbeans, wherever that is. We have something in common, and that is we are souls.
Right.
Okay. We here for purpose, for positive. If you vibe in a positive vibe, I'm all for you. So whatever you're looking for in life, you can find it. And another thing, just remember, your brothers are not necessarily people that are born from the same wound as you. Your brothers are not necessarily people born from the same wound as you. Okay? So sometimes in life you meet your brothers through struggles of life. You meet people in different countries, they help you, they grow you. Sometimes you meet your brothers at school. Sometimes you meet a brother at work. They listen to you, they're there for you, they assist you. So your brother is not necessarily your neighbor or your cousin. It's not true. Because you may be struggling, and a lot of you here have been struggling with many things, and nobody's been there for you, even though you have relatives. And maybe a stranger, total stranger, will bring a solution to your life.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, the person that really boosted my self-esteem in many, many areas of life was not a person from my country.
Okay.
It's a person from a different place.
Right.
I've had involvement from Americans. Don Turner from North Carolina really helped me. He trained Evander Holyfield. He trained me mentally to think of myself as a special person. I'm not just anybody. That comes from him. He's not African. Business-wise, I've learned a lot from a South African person. He's not from my native country. So you gotta look beyond the normal narrative of people. You know, yeah, in Africa people are dirty. It's a lie. African, it's not true. Africans are dishonest. Yeah, a lot of people are dishonest. And here we're talking about those people.
Right.
Why are we talking about them? Because you know them. Now you need to talk to them right away. Because I'm talking to you watching. Talk when somebody does something wrong. Point the finger. Say he's stealing money from government. Don't just scream because it's a different person. And when it's somebody related to you, you shut up. That's the hypocrisy. Africa's suffering because of us. Okay? Meaning, we're very quick to blame government when things don't work. But we don't blame them when we relate to them.
Oh.
That's hypocrisy.
Right.
So you don't really love your neighbors. You don't care about them. As long as your brother's in government, stealing money from government. Okay? That's okay. You don't say anything. But if it's somebody else, then you scream, oh, they're doing this, they're doing that. We need to bring those people down.
Right.
That's how you love Africa.
Right.
You need to say, hello, my neighbor. I love you. I want to bring things into your life. That's how you do it.
No, that's very true. And I'm so glad I met you, and we've been talking back and forth for for 2 years now. And I really want to thank you for enlightening not only my perspective, because the Pan-African journey, and even me, I wasn't there. And sometimes I was like, well, I'm not really Pan-African. I have strong Pan-African leanings, but the more you listen, the more you learn, the more perspective you understand that we have a lot of similar permanent interests. And that's what we should focus on. What our permanent interests are moving this thing forward, not only for just the continent, but
sure,
a lot of people like myself want to come back and do nice things, and it's available.
Look, to be honest with you, many people are very happy to be in Africa, but not necessarily where they're born, not necessarily where their parents were born.
Right.
Okay. So some guy from perhaps from Kenya would feel very comfortable staying in Tanzania. Some guy from Tanzania would perhaps be very happy to be in the Congo. But as long as they feel like a neighbor, like a stranger, it's not going to help us. When a French guy goes to Italy, he's never treated like a French guy.
Right.
He's treated like a European.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
But when you go to the neighboring country, as soon as you want to buy bananas, the price goes up.
Right.
And that is dishonest.
Right.
Okay? There is no continent in the world where people pray like Africa. Now, praying to God, it's not necessarily just fasting or talking about it. Praying to God is loving your neighbor. That's the biggest commandment. Treating the person the right way, being honest, not changing prices because he doesn't understand.
Right.
Not judging people because they come from elsewhere. There's a country here, I won't mention the name.
Yeah.
Okay. There are people that are being beaten up for being foreigners.
Right.
It's not nice. Okay? The real fight should be fought with the people that have taken the lands, that have taken, the financial institution.
Yeah.
The economic fight. Now, because the government has failed its duty to provide for the people.
Right.
Now, the easiest way is to say, okay, you know what? It's the foreigners. The foreigners are taking the jobs.
Right.
The illegals are doing whatever you're supposed to be doing. That's the reason why you're struggling.
Yes.
Now, my question is this. These people have created a vigilante sort of community, going door to door, knocking at doors, asking for foreigners for their papers. Okay, where is your passport? First of all, it's illegal. How can a civilian go in the street knocking at doors, asking for passport from foreigners?
Wow.
That is illegal. Government is aware of that. That's number one. Number two, if you believe that illegals are the ones that are selling drugs and doing the bad things, now I have a question for you. Because they are blamed, of course, the foreigners are blamed for bringing drugs in the country. The foreigners are bringing drugs in the country and they're taking our jobs, and that's the reason why we're trying everything to get them out. My question is this. If illegal immigrants are the one bringing drugs, how are they passing immigration with the drugs? Because if you have drugs passing through the airport, you probably have a passport. So you're legal. So you're legally in the country bringing drugs, if you are bringing drugs. So that means the criminals are not necessarily illegals. So some legal people are probably criminals. Now the people that you're chasing, which in your view are illegals are probably innocent. So how do you distinguish the criminals from the non-criminals? The bottom line is, let's get back to what our forefathers did. Kwame Nkrumah, Lumumba, Sankara. It's about uniting Africa.
Yeah.
Bringing people together.
Right.
Living at peace. Loving one another. Seeing your neighbor as your brother. Okay? Go marry your neighbor's daughter to bring people together. And stop looking at, he's from that side. No, that shouldn't be. I think it's about time with whatever just happened in the world, you know exactly what that is.
Sure.
I think it's about time we realize that it's about time we actually work together to protect each other.
Right.
Okay? And I think everybody will feel actually happy if the solution came from the neighbor instead of coming from far away.
Right.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, because I know in their situation, those Africans were being treated very, very poorly, and then Africans were complaining about it. But then unfortunately, those same mistreatments that you see those people doing, you see it here.
Yeah.
You see that we're doing it.
Absolutely. So we blaming others, we blaming foreigners for being racist, for being xenophobic, for choosing.
Yes.
But in the same token, we're doing the same
thing. Same big thing.
We're calling it differently. I mean, it makes no sense.
Right. Brother Zach, I mean, always powerful. Tell people, I know you have a huge following in the French community, but tell people about the English channel that you have.
I mean, just to be honest with you, you gave me the courage to sort of really look into it. The last time I was here, I had from you a lot of positive comments, people wanting me to do some stuff in English.
Oh, yeah.
So we've launched it. Very interesting stuff, very interesting topic, documentaries and stuff like that. I think we're going to try to build it up the same way we're trying to contribute to life. I think life is not just about accumulating money and being financially sound. I don't think it's about that. I think life is about giving back to the community, influencing positively people. It's not about who you are. It's not about what you represent. It's about how you affect, how you influence people next to you. Are you bringing something positive to the people around you? Or are you just living life? I'm living the great life. That's all awesome. But what about the people next to you?
Right.
Are you contributing even mentally, if not financially?
Right.
That is important. So we are trying our best. Our French platform is quite big.
Oh yeah.
And we're hoping that the English will sort of pick up too. With your contribution, of course. If you find it interesting.
Please subscribe first, comment, pin to the top. You will not be disappointed. It's a huge following in the Francophone community. Millions of people know who our brother is. And I'm so glad that we were able to catch him at the same time. And he came into the country, and we're so glad to have him. He's a really big warrior in the Francophone community and also Pan-African community at large. So we thank him because he definitely don't have to be here. He could be back in the States and living it up.
You know what I've noticed is very interesting. Looking at me sweating here, I'm African, and look at this guy.
Yeah.
And we are in Africa. African American is good. I'm sweating. It's just, man, to me that shows that you have sort of really just, you belong now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, guys, thank you so much for the episode. We'll try to keep, bringing the fire content for you. We out. Peace.